that is teaching diverse thought. They're all impressed with pigment and plumbing, but when it comes to actually diverse thought, you don't hear that being discussed. We need diverse thought such that students are not getting one-sided presentations. And that happens from the top down. That happens through leadership. And so we need leadership that reflects the desire to present a broader and more accurate picture of the law to our law students.
Anyway, the State Department says that Secretary of State Marco Rubio's scheduled trip to Israel next week from March 2nd to the 3rd is still happening.
Good.
Quote, the Secretary will discuss a range of regional priorities, including Iran, Lebanon, and ongoing efforts to implement President Trump's 20-point peace plan for Gaza, the State Department said this morning. So that's good. The UK, you may have been hearing a story earlier this week, and I didn't get into it because I thought what happened would happen, and that is the UK has been kind of cozying up with China, and we're going to shut down Diego Garcia, where the United States couldn't use the airfield there. And since we built it all, we mostly said, no, you better reconsider that, and they did. And so now they've backed off from it. Starmer is a forked tongue SOB.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
No doubt. Well, I'm hearing that his administration and the Labor Party is getting ready to crumble because he just had a high member in his administration be named in the papers for Epstein about how he delivered economic papers to Epstein about the UK that were secret.
I see.
And so he might end up in jail if he does. Starmer was the one who put him at the top of the heap to run a lot of the secretive stuff in their government, and so he's tied at the he's melded at the hip with this guy.
Right.
So if he goes down, look for Starmer to step down.
Interesting.
It will be interesting.
Yeah,
totally interesting. All right, so that's where we're at right now as far as California goes, and as far as the UK goes as well. We got a couple more things that I want to talk to Robert about. Like I said, I like having Robert on because he can help keep the waters from being totally muddied when we're talking about all the legalities that are going on when they bring up, well, you can't do that because, and then I don't know if the because has any weight or not. And so I know my limitations. Isn't that what Clint Eastwood said? Man needs to know what his limits. And so I'm saying that on the air right now. I know my limits when it comes to the law. I know enough to be, dangerous, but not enough to probably move the conversation on. So we'll be back to talk more here on the Dave Elswick Show.
Not only for our future, but that of our children and grandchildren. How do we ensure they have it better than we do? One way is to keep listening to us. We're your information source in the battle. 101.1, The Answer.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-965-1433. 800-965-1433. 800-965-1433.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Mike Gallagher isn't sure about the coverage.
If you think that the coverage has gone too far with Savannah Guthrie's mother, do you understand that there's a formula here? There is indeed a reason. For everybody who's saying they're turning away from Fox News, that's not the case. Apparently, people are watching.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weeknights at 11 on 101.1. The Answer. 101.1. The Answer. Weather.
Another nice, warm, sunny day for us for this Friday. High of 71. Low tonight under clear skies of 48. The sunshine continues tomorrow and 75, but before some rain chances move in for Sunday.
The Dave Elswick Show is back. 101.1. The Answer.
We just moved in here yesterday morning. Another 9 tanker aircraft.
Wow.
To Ben Gurion Airport. That is a total now of 14 tankers. They're not KC-135s. I forget what the new tankers are, 165 or something like that. But
wow.
That's so that American fighters can travel longer distances to make attacks, and that would tell me they'll be used in any kind of conflict with Iran.
Right. Well, look, you just can't let these things go the way the Obama administration did. And then, of course, the Biden administration was not even aware that it existed. So that really, was just a gap in time. But you can't let these things go because Iran's intentions are quite clear, right? They want to develop a nuclear bomb and they want to bomb Western nations.
Well, maybe we've learned something since World War II, where we capitulated so
Right.
often to
Right.
Hitler and let him. Well, yeah, we're going to go over here and put our troops here, and yeah, we're going to go into Czechoslovakia, and yeah, you see us. We're moving some troops really close to Poland, but we won't do anything.
Right.
And then they did, and of course, the Blitzkrieg was let loose on Poland, and the Soviet Union and Germany had reached an agreement that they would split Poland.
Right.
Russia got the Russians got half of it, and the Nazis got the other half.
That's right. It's time that
you got to learn from history.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. We have to address this issue one way or the other, and this president is willing to address it, and that's important.
You know what was going through the Democrats' minds, and what was going through more than that, J.D. Vance's mind when the Democrats lost it at the State of the Union. See, I believe, and now I'm seeing these ads being put together of showing the Democrats sitting on their hands during the State of the Union when the president said, would you agree with me and my administration that the protection of American citizens is the number one responsibility of American politicians, not the protection of of illegals.
Yeah.
And they all sat there
Yeah, it's remarkable.
like lumps on the
It's absolutely
So
remarkable.
they made a commercial of it. That's good. That's exactly what you got to do. When they show their true colors, show them out to the American people.
That's right. That's right.
So I've got one internal monologue going on, one thought in my head the whole time, said J.D. Vance, talking about Tuesday evening's State of the Union address. He had only one thought running through his head the entire time. He said, "Don't make a stupid face for 2 hours."
Mhm.
Vance, who sat directly behind President Donald Trump with House Speaker Mike Johnson during Trump's record-setting speech of over 2 hours, knew that he was going to be on camera the whole time the president was speaking and was absolutely set on not making a fool of himself. The vice president revealed his, quote, inner monologue while speaking in Wisconsin Thursday, saying that when congressional Democrats began saying and doing things in an attempt to directly disrupt Trump's speech, he was worried that he might struggle with keeping a straight face. Vance began by explaining that as he watched the events of the evening unfold, and as Democrats in the chamber shouted things at the president, and one was even escorted out, he thought to himself what President Trump eventually said out loud: "These people are crazy." And I agree with him.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. If that Talib showed up wearing a button that was big enough that you could read it on television that said "F ICE," that's a great thing to tell the American youth. It's unbelievable what they were doing.
More of the same, my friend.
Well, yeah. Well, it's the left. That's
Yep.
exactly right. It is the left. So they're fired up. We got to make sure that the right is as fired up as the left is to keep things going in the direction that they're going.
Yep. Speaking of going, I've got to go.
Okay.
I've got a call that I've got to join in a minute. So always good to be on the Dave Elswick Show.
Well, thank you very much for coming in,
My
Robert.
pleasure, brother.
We always appreciate you here on the show, and I appreciate you coming in at the cost that you come in on.
Exactly.
I really
I'll see you soon.
I appreciate it. All right, we're going to have news here in just a moment, and then I'll come back and we'll finish up a Friday edition of the Dave Elswick Show, and you'll have to listen to Val and I talk. But
all on our lonely.
That's coming.
Now I can have a word in edgewise. No, I'm kidding. Well, Robert couldn't hear me, so I don't.
Yeah.
He didn't put on the headphones, so it's
usually
like
he's got his own headphones.
I just
and he
let y'all
didn't have
talk
them today.
I'm tired. No.
He had a lot of good things to say today.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, there's a problem in California with anti-Semitism, and it's got to be dealt with. All right, time for the news. Let's go to that right now.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. The U.S. Embassy in Israel is telling staffers that they can leave the country if they want to, and it's urging anyone considering departure not to delay, as the threat of an American strike on Iran looms. Meanwhile, the State Department says Secretary of State Rubio will be making a quick trip to Israel next week. The UN nuclear watchdog report says Iran blocks inspectors from checking nuclear sites that were hit in the June war, and that's leaving a big gap in what the world can verify. Another round of U.S.-Iran talks may take place next week. Former President Clinton is answering questions today in the congressional Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Yesterday, Hillary Clinton told lawmakers that she knows nothing of Epstein's criminal activities. On Wall Street, the Dow down 476 points, NASDAQ off 183. More details at srnnews.com.
This month, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And You'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Your dog and a stranger are drowning. You can only save one. Who do you choose? Dennis Prager says your answer reveals everything about how you define right and wrong. In his new book, If There Is No God, Prager exposes the danger of emotion-based morality and why, without objective truth, society descends into chaos. This isn't a religious book. It's a rational case for moral clarity in a confused age. If There Is No God, from Dennis Prager. Order now at pragerstore.com.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I think the advice I would give is you don't need to know all the answers. The craziest thing was believing that your dad knew everything. So as a dad, you felt like you had to know everything. You had to get everything right. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, then, it kind of starts to work itself out. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Did you hear Congressman French Hill on the Dave Elswick Show?
Well, that's always been the case, and it's why the coddling of the Obama administration just strengthened the Iranians. The Ayatollah, Reuters reported, ended up with $1 billion net worth from this simple cleric in Tehran, and they funded, through their oil sales, massive terrorism through Hezbollah, the Houthis, Hamas, leading ultimately to the horrific murders and mayhem in Syria, Lebanon, and the horrible attacks on October 7th. So Iran is a terrible state actor on terrorism. Trump has sent the Abraham Lincoln carrier group there to just send notice that we want, obviously, peaceful transit of the oil in the Strait of Hormuz and, to keep them in check.
Don't miss Congressman French Hill, Wednesday mornings on 101.1 The Answer. Chris Stegall is seeing a disturbing trend.
I mean, you don't have to be in New York. Just consider your city, wherever you live, is so poorly run, people no longer work for it. You're taxed through the wazoo. Government services in these high tax areas are going to continue to slip and fall through the cracks and won't be able to deliver. And then citizens will just be paid to do stuff on the side, I guess, in addition to paying taxes.
The Chris Stegall Show, weekday mornings at 6, right before Dave Elswick at 7 on 101.1 The Answer. The conservative voice of Arkansas, the Dave Elswick Show on 101.1 The Answer.
Boy, there's a lot of pushback coming on against Kaylee Humphreys. She cemented her position as the most successful women's bobsled pilot in history.
Yeah.
And now she can say what she really thinks. Humphreys won a hard-earned bronze in the women's two-person bobsled last weekend, marking her 6th Olympic medal, adding to her collection of 3 golds and 2 other bronzes. Now, as Humphreys looks ahead to her next contribution to Team USA, she hopes to serve on the White House task force for the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. She hopes to do so as a staunch supporter of President Donald Trump. I'm a Republican. I'm a Republican, Humphrey said, adding that she voted for Trump in 2024. Humphrey owns a unique place in Olympic history as the only bobsledder to win a gold medal for 2 different countries. She won gold for Team Canada in the 2010 Vancouver Games and the 2014 Sochi Games. Then she went through a grueling process to become an American citizen. and before she competed for Team USA in the 2022 Beijing Games, where she also won gold. Her process of becoming a legal immigrant, forging a new life in the U.S., having settled in San Diego, California, where she now raises a son with her husband, Travis, has given her immense pride as an American. She believes it's a system that must be upheld and respected. Quote, I stand with legal immigration. I think it's a very hard process. It's not an easy process, she said, noting the American flag on her T-shirt. It shouldn't be an easy process. It's hard. You are actively seeking something great. It's why I can stand here and be very proud to wear this flag across my chest that represents the United States. In order for our country to stay the greatest country in the world, we need these checks and balances. Otherwise, we're just lawless and people are making stuff up as they go. She's a native of Calgary, Alberta. That's where she came from. The country's national development team as a skier before switching to bobsled in 2002. She went on to earn her first taste of Olympic glory for Canada, but had an issue with her coach after the 2018 Games. At that point, she had already begun the process of becoming a U.S. citizen, starting in 2016, but continued to compete for Canada. She soon realized she had to make a change. Quote, I went through a big issue with Bobsled Canada and the head coach they had hired, and I was physically and mentally abused by that head coach. I physically feared for my safety. When I brought it up to our administration at Bobsled Canada, they decided to back him as their choice as a coach that they hired in that Olympic year and not back me. They cut my funding. They cut my support. They removed me from the team, and there was no way to back on. And because I was living in the U.S. and engaged to an American at the time, I phoned up USA Bobsled. Humphreys had to earn her way onto the U.S. team, spending $70,000 on her own bobsled, and even had to buy all her own equipment before proving that she had plenty left in the tank, even in her late 30s, at the U.S. trials ahead of the 22 Beijing Games. She completed her path to U.S. citizenship in December 21, just in time to represent the red, white, and blue in China, where she won the first ever gold in monobob for the U.S. That's a pretty good story there. That's a great story.
But just because she supports Trump, they all hate her now.
Yeah, well.
Doesn't matter if you're winning for the United States.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity that the USA allowed and empowered me to be the best version of myself and continue my career, and allowed me to be the best in the world for such a great country.
Isn't it so nice to hear all these athletes talking about how much they love their country?
Yeah, it was such an honor to wear the United States flag and to represent this life now in the United States of America. Now, as an American living in California, down in San Diego, she has had to witness a wave of transgender athletes that have navigated their way into women's sports, both in the state and across the country, and she feels compelled to speak out against it. As a hopeful member of the White House task force, Humphreys is in full support of Trump's proposed mandatory genetic sex testing in order to protect the women's category. Said Humphreys, I think it's very important that women have their own category to compete in. There's a big difference between men and women, especially when it comes to speed, power, and strength-based sports. She recalled her own competition against men in mixed events in 2015. In doing so, I am 100% very certain that as a female within the sport, I have no chance of competing against a man and being successful. There's a drastic difference We have different chromosomes and different genetics. When I look at other sports like boxing, where there is a physical safety element, we have to protect women's sports. So,
Yeah.
I mean, she's just talking common sense here. That's all she's doing.
Right.
But, she's proud to be an American now. She got to buy a mono sled, a luge, cost $70,000.
What? For a good one, yeah.
She paid for
I mean,
her
you
own.
want to go on one that you trust, that's for sure. When they're flying down those. I mean, that's not like sledding. They're flying. And it probably has like a brake system and
well, you're not doing it on snow, you're doing it on ice.
Yeah. So
you're
think about whenever
flying.
your car you slam on the brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to ride in a bobsled. You can put me in the back. I'm get into three or in the 3-man. I'll be the piece of lard they got to have in the middle to help weigh it down.
On a water slide.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how it's like. If you can't control it, then you get a problem. So yeah, I'd pay for it too if I was going to do it.
Well, here's the difference between riding on a bobsled and riding down a water slide. You don't get a wedgie on a bobsled.
That's true. That's true. Or lose your top.
Yeah, that they have. Yeah, I don't know whether that's by accident or that's the women.
Oh no!
No,
trust me. That's why I only wear one piece.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, it happens.
Okay.
And you come up and you're like,
where's my top?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that college guy has it. He's waving it over his head. No, I'm just saying. I've never been a big rider on the water slide. I like roller coasters. I really want to make a trip to Saudi Arabia. Have you seen that roller coaster they got over there? It's the fastest one in the world. It's got that
Schlitterbahn.
Yeah,
the Schlitterbahn. That's what it is.
It's got that
in Germany.
No, it's not in Germany. It's in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, they built a new one after the Schlitterbahn.
Yeah,
the Schlitterbahn used to be the biggest, most fastest.
You go down that one drop and it's at a 75-degree angle. I mean, you're literally coming over the top and looking straight down off of that hill, and they reach up speeds to 108 miles an hour.
That's crazy. That's crazy on water.
No, that's not water. I'm talking about.
Oh, you're talking about the roller coaster. Oh, I was thinking about a water slide. I don't know what I was talking about.
And it's got a lot of twists and turns, and it's got a lot of corkscrews and things of that nature. I like roller coasters a lot. I go ride them all the time. I like Batman.
Yeah, the Batman used to be at
down at Arlington, Six Flags, where you actually dangle your feet. You sit in your seat and your feet are just dangling out, and it takes you on the ride, and your feet, you can just flying out there. It's cool. My 9-year-old daughter loved it too, Megan. She rode it over and over and over.
And then they had the Screaming Eagle.
Yes, yeah, that was the wooden roller coaster.
Yes, that one was the original at Six Flags in St. Louis.
If you're going to ride a roller coaster, you must ride a wooden roller coaster at least once, because the tubular ones, the ride is really smooth. The wooden ones are not. It's like riding.
I wouldn't ride it now.
Try to ride the Beast in Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That thing that'll beat you up. It's like being in a wrestling match.
My favorite roller coaster though got to be the Aerosmith.
Where is that?
Is that Universal? I think.
Oh, okay.
Or was it Disney?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I think it's Universal.
Universal's got the Hulk.
Whichever one has the Tower of Terror.
Okay, that's Walt Disney.
Okay, yeah. Then they had I don't know if they still have it, but the Aerosmith ride, you're literally going through caves, and it's a drop down, so it's not like on a track.
Right.
And you're just flying. It was awesome. Like I rode it because we had a private event there. Rode it over and over and over and over and over.
If you want to ride a really good one right now, go to Universal Studios, and the character in the Harry Potter books that is the real big guy with the beard.
I got it wrong last time.
It's like Hagseth or whatever his name is.
Not Gandalf's in the other one.
Yeah, he's in the other one. But
Lord of the Rings.
I'm just telling you, you ride a motorcycle. That is all done by magnets, and that is an awesome, absolutely awesome roller coaster. Cool. I love that thing. You ride around, and then it starts going up the hill, and it slows up, and it then stops, and you start rolling backwards.
Well, that's like that one over in that. Do they still have it over here at Hot Springs? The X coaster, the one that goes forward, the circle, and then it stops right there, and then you go backwards
it takes
too.
You through it backwards. Well,
that one's huge.
What this does is, as it brings you back, it stops, and then it drops you a level on the tracks underneath.
So your gut
of it,
drops too,
and then you take off, going the right way again.
You know, one thing I always love too, and it's so simple: the Buccaneer. My stomach always goes whoa every time we go back and forth. It's like,
oh,
I love it.
Like you're on the big swing.
Yeah.
That's the
boat,
roller coasters and rides. It is, as long as it's not spinning me.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
Do you get seasick too?
It makes me physically ill just to spin me around.
Do you get seasick?
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't. It doesn't bother me at all to get on a cruise ship or anything.
I don't
have no problem with that at all. A lot of guys a lot of people get, sick when they're on ships.
Mm-hmm.
Even when the water is smooth.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about, you're in a storm. I understand when you're in a storm and you're sliding down the side of a 20-foot wave and you're in a big old battleship, but you're still.
Let's hope you're not getting seasick.
You're going straight down. A lot of guys end up. They want to be out on deck, leaned over the railing and puking their heads off.
Oof.
That wouldn't be fun.
No.
All right, got to get to break in, then we'll come back. We'll wrap it up. We'll talk a little bit about what's coming up next week. Your weekend is almost officially here. We started at the end of the Dave Elswick Show, so if you want to go home early, go ahead. Don't expect to be paid for it, but go ahead and go home early. All right, we'll take a break here on the Dave Elswick Show.
If you're like most Americans nearing retirement with money in a 401k or IRA, then listen carefully. The U.S. dollar is under pressure. Foreign nations are reducing reliance on the dollar, and some analysts are openly warning about the long-term stability of U.S. currency dominance. Whether you call it currency debasement or the collapse of the dollar, the risk is real. And when confidence in the U.S. dollar shifts, gold and silver historically respond. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit. You'll also receive a free copy of Ken Rogoff's book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. Most American retirement accounts are dramatically underallocated to precious metals, even as central banks continue buying gold at record levels. Many Americans are rolling over a portion of their retirement savings into physical gold and silver, tax and penalty-free with Advantage Gold. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000. Results vary. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Snow, ice, and power outage. Central Arkansas just got another reminder that winter doesn't play around. Northside Power keeps homes running with Cummins home standby generators. Northside Power is Central Arkansas's largest supplier and the #1 provider in sales and service. Their systems automatically restore power in seconds. And with Northside's monitoring technology, you'll know your generator is ready before the next storm hits. Generators isn't something we do, it's all we do.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
America is at a tipping point. To ensure we stay the land of the free and home of the brave, you need to be informed and engaged. That's why we're here. 101.1 The Answer, where Little Rock comes to talk. 101.1 The Answer. Weather.
Another nice, warm, sunny day for us for this Friday. High of 71. Low tonight under clear skies of 48. The sunshine continues tomorrow and 75 before some rain chances move in for Sunday.
The Dave Elswick Show continues now. 101.1 The Answer.
All right. So I see that Rapinoe, and that's the Olympian on the women's soccer team, Megan Rapinoe, ridiculed the U.S. men's hockey team because they laughed at Trump's joke in the locker room about
spare me.
You know, look, Rapinoe has never liked Trump. She don't like Trump because she's a lesbian. I mean, she said that. And then the story here, and this is on Fox.
Wasn't she the soccer player?
Yeah. They talk about the soccer team, and they're talking about how Rapinoe is an outspoken critic of Trump, and she spoke at length about the post-game interaction with the president during the latest episode of her podcast. And who was her guest that day? Well, NBA legend Sue Bird, who is, I think they've been lovers at one time, and it's called A Touch More is what the podcast is called, and Sue Bird's a great basketball player, but I've always wondered when people who are gay say, well, I don't want to be identified by my, what I want to do with my sexual life. And that's cool because I don't bring it up. But they bring it up. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
Gay people always bring that up. It becomes the thing that they want to talk about to you about. Well, I'm gay. Okay.
Right.
That's fine. Well, do you know what that means? Yeah, I know what it means. It's disgusting, and I don't want to do it. But if that's what you want to do, you go right ahead. Whatever
floats your boat.
Whatever blows up your skirt. No problem. But
yeah, it's always them who bring it up. That's just like that Congresswoman thing.
Oh, you're talking about the he that says he's a
trans, she. I had a lot of activity on that post.
Yeah, I bet.
But like you said that you wanted to focus on, but then you say stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was uncomfortable as a woman. When that's going to fuel everyone. It's like they're trying to get attention.
You know why you feel uncomfortable? Because
you're sitting
as a woman, because you're not.
You're sitting on his.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
That's why
you had a dress that had a tuck-in part.
You might have jock itch.
As far as that's concerned, I don't know. It's whenever I talk about that subject, and I'm talking about men who are identifying as women, all I can do is shake my head.
Oh, I know.
Because the unbelievably non-logic that is involved there is amazing to me.
And so I have to ask, because someone posed this question, Arthur Weinrab, who's the Canada Free Press. He retired from this Canada Free Press. And he posted on my page about this. He was like, because I asked the question, I posed the question, should trans people be allowed to make laws? And Weinrab said, should people who support them be able to make laws and help them claim that they're a woman be able to make laws, because they clearly are unstable.
Well, there's something wrong with you if you
support it.
Support it, yeah.
Right. So he brought that, and that to me, there's something wrong with your brain if you because there's trans people out there that are sane, that they literally preach we have to protect women, like Caitlyn Jenner.
Uh-huh.
He does. I still call him he, but Bruce Jenner. But there's also other people out there that be like, I am not a woman. I am a biological man,
Mhm.
you know, and I support them. Like, I'm not going to go and like, you know, I'm just saying, like, I don't have a problem with you because you understand that you're not a woman and you can never be a woman.
And you're not trying to impress your views
Exactly
on us by passing laws that say that I have to call you a she.
Exactly. And so I have a problem. Like, should they be able to make laws? Because clearly they're not. I'm questioning your intelligence when you clearly understand and you have the same biological information and science that we all do, that a man is a man and a female is a female.
Well, that's the other thing that is really ridiculous, is that the Democrats always claim that they are the party of science. No, they're not.
Not at all. Or women.
They
Like
are
everything,
not.
everything that they used to ever, they're not for women. Hillary's talking about that glass ceiling. Well, now it's trampled on by a man in a dress.
Yeah.
And you okay with it?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, well, anyway, it's craziness. It really is. All right. So next week, Monday, of course, we'll have the Bible guys back on. Then we'll have the power panel on. Judge Bronny is going to be on. He's running for re-election in the Supreme Court, so he'll be on with us and talk about what he wants to do as a judge on the Supreme Court. We'll talk about that. Talk to him about, is the Arkansas Constitution a living document or not? We'll talk to him about that and get his take on that. So
it's funny because somebody posted his opponent, and they're a liberal, the person that posted it, and he's been like saying how much. Anyway, he's just like one of these. He's supposed to be a lawyer, but he's a real dummy. And he posted that. So, and then Paul commented, who's his opponent? And I said, Nick Bronny. I was like, we're having him on the show tomorrow, because it was yesterday. I thought we were having him today.
No.
And then the guy said, well, if Val's having it on her show, he thought he was talking about my podcast.
Right.
Then that should tell you who he is, who his opponent is. And Paul was like, no, it's on the Dave Elswick show. And he was like, oh, I thought she just had her own podcast. I was like, you don't know me. You don't know me. And he's like claiming he's some big deal and knows the Clintons and all this. And I'm like,
oh, well, that's something to be proud about.
Big deal. Like, yeah. And
I'm proud. I know Bill Clinton.
Right.
He goosed me one time.
Right.
Anyway, let's take a break. We'll be back with you on Monday at 7 a.m. I'll see you on the radio. Have a great afternoon. It's going to be beautiful weather today here in Central Arkansas. So until Monday, have a great time over the weekend.
Have a great afternoon, y'all. Bye.
This is the Dave Elswick Show. Find him on Twitter and on Facebook at Dave Elswick Show.
Find us at 1011fmtheanswer.com. Download our apps, stream us 24/7, or watch us at snc.tv. Katie.
Ready? All right. 3, 2, and 1. Have a great weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday on the Dave Elswick Show. We'll get it underway at 7 a.m. We'll have the Bible guys on. And then we'll have Justice Bronny on, who's running for re-election. He'll be on to talk to us here on the Dave Elswick Show. And then finally, we'll have the power panel on, and everything that's been newsworthy, we'll talk about it right here on 101.